Good morning. What's up, chat? How's everybody doing this morning? So it is Thursday. We're going to take a look at some markets and see if we can't find an opportunity for today. I'm a little bit stuffed up, so I apologize about that in advance. Need to make sure everything is going smoothly this morning. Looks like it's going fantastic. Good morning, Dan, Dave, Monique, Wes. What is up? So I got the EURUSD pulled up right here. Yesterday the dollar had a little bit of a fake out move to the downside first, and then poof, right back up. So this is what the euro did. Essentially, you traded up all the way up into this section of price over here, stopping out anybody that got short from this wick and lower. So that provided enough liquidity to push this move down. Now we are setting right at a daily support level on the euro, right below it. Obviously, daily closes matter. Okay, so are we going to sit and wait for this thing to close below this candle before we look for an opportunity? Nope. I got a sell limit order right there on this fake account as well as my main account, one of my main accounts. And we're going to see how this plays out. You can see the stop is only 8 pips. And it's up here next to the hive day. So there's not this, these candles don't have much range to them. They are trading inside of this bearish candle. This bullish candle did pierce the low of this big bearish candle, but the rest of these things traded inside of it, minus yesterday. All right, yesterday you went all the way up into this section of price up in here, but you can clearly see that it was being sold into. All right, so as the wick's going up, as price is moving up, you have individuals selling, and then you get the follow-through move to the downside. All right, this is not a fake out. I am looking for price to continue lower. The pound did a big fake out yesterday as well. Let's go look at it. I got long yesterday, and I was stopped out. So I am 3 of 4 this week on trades. So we will see if today provides us another opportunity or not. This bullish candle right here is the culprit. That's the culprit. So basically I said in a Discord, either this thing here or this is going to be a trap. Which one is going to be the trap? Well, it turned out to be that bullish candle right there. You did get a daily closure above resistance, and bear traps and bull traps exist. We know they exist. Since we know they exist, this is also why we have to put stop losses out, because you're never going to be right 100% of the time. Never. All right? So this candle was indicative of bullish continuation. So what we were looking for was a pullback yesterday into an area of support and then a push higher, targeting this wick ultimately. First target on the day is always going to be the daily high or the previous day's high. But when you have clear and obvious targets above that area, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to continue and hit those targets as well. Price is moving down. This was your highest high. Then you put in a lower high. You had a low. You put in a lower low. Now you've taken out these lows. So your downtrend is in effect. You are moving lower. We do have areas of support and resistance on the pound as well. First area of support that is now being broken, which could be looked at as a retest area, or, you know, in this area right here, if price retraces back up into it, might be a good spot to look for bearish opportunities. The reason that I'm not so quick to jump on the pound is because we took out bearish targets to the downside all the way to here. All right, on this push lower, you have essentially taken out that target and this target. So the next target is all the way down here, right? So the expansion move might have already happened. We have maybe have missed this. So you could trade sideways all day to up. All right, I don't see you getting above 141.392. Not today. Can this candle turn green? Yeah, but chances of it going back up into here would mean that basically you're gonna have to wait, because at that point something may be changing. Once you take out lows like this, you tend to get a bounce because there are a lot of stops sitting down there, and the market has to chew through those orders. basically, to see which way the market's going to continue to move on. Basically, you got the same thing happening on Bitcoin where it had made a low. Let's get rid of all this stuff here. You had made a low, right? Took out this target. We were looking for that to happen. When price was pushing into it, we said on this channel, target this area here and nothing more. Once you hit this area, you take your profits. If you did that, when you got into this short on the range expansion to the downside, you had a successful trade. And then obviously yesterday, it came back up and stopped you out, which is fine. It's to be expected as you did start a new downtrend. But if you pull price in and look, you are extended to the downside. You hit oversold regions on the RSI. So price needs to go back up before you can see continued selling, right? Because it has to seek out sellers. There's not many sellers down here at $28,000. There's a whole lot more buyers down there than sellers. All right, so price is going to move up probably for the next few days, up to sideways. You do have a massive daily resistance you got to get above, but since you've traded away from it, you've put in 2 new resistances. So those areas will have to be taken out before you can take this area out. Am I looking for that to be taken out? Yes, I am. This is a nice bullish candle. This is what you want to see on a bullish candle. You have a reversal. You took out your first area right here. This would have been a fantastic place to look for sell side setups for continuation to the downside. You blasted right through that. Got a daily close above daily resistance. The top of that candle, not the top of it, but the closing price of that bullish candle is resistance. Not because I said so, because price does. That's where it closed on the day. Therefore, until you get a breach, a close above that area, it will be resistance. Is price going to come back down and test it as support? 35,780. It might. It might, but it's probably unlikely, as this is a lot of bullish continuation or bullish momentum. So today you essentially just tested very shallowly into the daily candle. So if you get a test of resistance at 39,161, don't buy it up here. Wait for a pullback down into this area. And to be honest with you, you could pull back all the way down to this bearish candle and still maintain bullish direction. All right, down in here, $34,000 to $35,000. Those are 2 fantastic places to look to put on positions. All right, to the bullish side, maintaining a stop loss underneath this bullish candle's low. You must put a stop loss in if you're going to try to trade Bitcoin. It's a protective stop. That's what it's built for. It's designed to do is protect your account. Now, Kraken sent me out an email yesterday, as well as every U.S. citizen that trades in America, that lives in America and trades on Kraken. Basically, they're going to stop margin trading. And that really sucks for people like me and anybody else that's on the platform. I mean, if you have $10 million worth of, if you have a $10 million something or another, basically you can trade on margin. But if you don't have $10 million to show, they're not going to let you trade on margin. So it's going to be a Coinbase, another app just like Coinbase, where you can only buy and sell cryptos. Margin means you can't take a short either, right? You're not going to be able to short cryptos on Kraken anymore unless you got 10 million bucks in a savings account somewhere and let them see it. Other than that, you're not going to get it. So basically, KuCoin, I haven't gotten one from KuCoin yet. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. But I'm mainly only trading on KuCoin now anyways, right? Once I found their Futures Pro platform, I love it so much. I've only been trading on it. So I'm not really concerned about Kraken and what they're doing. It's really of no concern to me anymore at this point. If KuCoin does the same thing, then obviously I'll keep looking for brokers, or I'll finally just show them the money, I guess. But it's not that important to me, as FX is my bread and butter, right? FX is my trading bread and butter. That's where I love to do it. So I can continue to trade in FX if crypto keeps doing this. So why are the US regulated brokers doing this? Because a lot of people lost a lot of money. A lot of people lost a lot of money. Billions upon billions of dollars was liquidated in this move to the downside because New traders cannot manage risk. For whatever reason, they assume they're going to get rich today or tomorrow or the next day, so they lever up 100x and they get liquidated. So if you lever up 100x and you don't have a stop loss and you get a move like this, you will potentially owe your brokerage, and it's not a bank, right? If you owe the brokerage, you have to pay them. That you have to pay them, or they can really make your life miserable. You could literally owe them millions of dollars on a move like that if you don't protect yourself, guys. Trading is not a joke. It's not a joke. It is not something for you to get rich quick in, easy, either. All right? But if you learn how to manage risk, if you have very small expectations, and at first they shouldn't even be expectations about making money, they should be expectations of understanding simple market dynamics, not even important and difficult ones, just simple ones. How do I apply a standard buy order? How do I exit that buy order? Stuff like that. Technical analysis is only going to be 10% of it at best. So anyways, enough of the yammering and the bickering. So what I'm looking for on Bitcoin is a move higher. Absolutely. I think that Bitcoin has found a near-term low for now. You're basically down at close to the yearly opening range, right? This is over here's January, right? January right there. This wick is your yearly low. This red wick right here, boom. So basically I put that on Twitter yesterday. And also here is your last support, right? That was put in January. You had a nice run up to the upside, came down, found support at $30,381. That is where Bitcoin's found support. All right. And in fact, it looks like there's probably a good chunk of buy orders sitting down there, as now your support is at 33,383.82. All right. That's going to be the next area of support if price ever trades back into that, as that's your lowest close within this section of price. So I'm looking at these candlesticks, and basically what I'm seeing is if price wants to run up, you could literally get a run all the way up to 52,000 and between 52,000 and 56,000 bucks in the next several weeks to a month, possibly. As that's about the only thing I see up there. Will Bitcoin continue to go higher if it gets up in that area? Nope. You got to take out this swing high to say that Bitcoin's uptrend has been repaired. This is your last, or your first lowest, high. Excuse me, I'm having trouble talking this morning again. This is your first lower low. So this section of price, or this swing high, is where the trend changed. So in order for Bitcoin to have repaired its uptrend, you need to get a daily close above this bullish candle. All right. And until that happens, your downtrend that you have created is still intact. So there is that candle, 57,422 bucks. That is your last area of resistance. That is the highest area of resistance. So in order to say that Bitcoin's bull market, its bull trend has been repaired, is when you take that out with a daily closing candle. So basically up there, 59K even. Boy, that's pretty. 59K even. Daily close above that, Bitcoin's bullish trend has been repaired. Anything lower than $59,000 is just another lower high in this downtrend. This downtrend, only from here to here. So it's the beginning of a downtrend. So yeah, I know a lot of people are going to start getting extremely bullish if Bitcoin does start to make a run to the upside. All these daily candles were retested beautifully except this one. That's why, right? If they're going to aim price, if they're going to run price back up, it will be to fill out this section here and then roll it back over if the trend is going to continue to go down. If you continue to get a push up into $59,000 and close that, then you can look for bullish entries, in my opinion, as long as you are trading with stops. You can look for bullish entries all the way up there too, guys. Just be smart about it, right? Just be smart about it. Don't go sell your car and then put it all in Bitcoin because you think with this bullish candle that we're doing something different. because we're not doing anything different till you get above 59K. All right, but yeah, we could see some bullish price action for the next several days to weeks if this is the low. If this is the low, that's the big important statement. Bitcoin can trade right back up into this resistance and roll over. All right, but we'll see. All right, we'll see. And also, I find it funny that Bitcoin's getting bullish when we have the dollar starting to get bullish as well, because Bitcoin's trading against the dollar. Generally, when they're in tune one another, they basically do the opposite of each other. So Bitcoin was stronger than the dollar yesterday, and the dollar was pretty strong. It did have a move down, but like I said, this was just a stop run. We do have a bullish target that I'm looking at to get hit today at 90.301. This wick right here. It is giving you an opportunity right now because the daily range is halfway retraced. All right. New York is at 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time. So there you will get a bunch of new orders rolling in, and boom, probably going to see that target get breached. That's the high probable situation, right? The probabilities states that we're heading there. This was nothing more than a stop run. When you see a big bearish candle penetrate several lows like that, and then immediately a bullish engulfing candle that takes out this candle's range by double almost, yeah, that's all that was. It was a bear trap moving higher. So we're right now going to be testing support possibly at 91.34. Will it get that low? I don't think so. I mean, it can, but you have hourly support right there at 91.67. So a push down into that area would be a good spot to look for bullish entries. Stop below this wick low. This is not financial advice. Do not risk more money than you can afford to lose, because the markets are 100% random. I could absolutely be wrong, and this thing could get a random spike all the way down to 90.50. All right, so 1% on your stop loss, targeting this here. That gives you a nice 1 or 2 to 1, possibly 3 to 1 risk to reward. Daily expansion, bullish on the dollar. Ethereum, let's go check out Ethereum. So Ethereum's not looking as good as Bitcoin is. You did get a bullish candle yesterday, but it's not nearly as big and as pretty. However, Ethereum's looked better than Bitcoin this whole time, basically, because Ethereum hasn't been taking out lows. It's been trending up with the lows. This is called a bear flag for pattern traders out there, or a bearish pennant, whatever you want to call it. These typically break out to the downside. All right, not always though. Can it break out to the upside? Absolutely. If there are more buyers, or not more buyers, but if the buyers are more aggressive than the sellers, price will go higher. This section of price right here is where I'm looking for Ethereum to hit in the next week or two, right? Got a daily Heath level at $3,283.32. Obviously, the resistance is the close of that candle, so 33.75.96. Anything in that is just another lower low and an optimal place to look for short side setups on Ethereum. Daily closure above 33.75.96. In my opinion, you are no longer looking for short side setups. All right, you'll be looking for bullish setups at that point, in my opinion. So it's wedging up tighter and tighter. The longer these things trade in a range like this, and the tighter that range gets, generally you will have a bigger explosive move out one side or the other. And in those situations, you will generally have a false move first. All right, so don't just jump on the very first bullish candle you see, as that could just be a stop run, taking out this wick low and then heading lower. All right, so there's no clear direction on this asset. There's no clear other than down, right? Down, you do have a downtrend on Ethereum as well, because you did take out this swing low. This was your higher, higher high or lower high was this swing up here. So basically everything looks the same. Dots have on a green day already. So Dot got that bullish day yesterday as well. You've came back in and a small retest, you're heading up. You're testing a Heath level now. I mean, supply zone right now. So will you go above it? Probably. The likely candidate where you will see this thing turn around to look for support will probably be 25 bucks. 25 spot 911. That's a good spot for it to turn around and then look for support, as it looks like it is trying to turn the trend around. You do have, this was your low down here until you put in this swing high. This right here, when you took this out, I was going to say something about this, but no, listen. When you took this out right here, that became a higher high. When you traded down, you made a higher low. So you do have the beginnings of an uptrend. However, you can keep an uptrend, right? There are such things called channels. So this thing can keep doing that. It can keep making until it decides to break down. I'm not saying that it's going to. I'm just saying with current price action, right? Down looks better than up until you start taking out higher prices. Same thing on Dot. You get above this bullish candle on a daily close, you have repaired your uptrend. You will be looking for higher prices. Until that happens, you are just making another lower high. Excuse me. Doge, I've watched Doge a lot because it's moving a lot, right? The percentage moves on Doge is fantastic. So you can literally just buy it or sell it and it moves very little in your account. It's up like 15%. It's fantastic. And it looks like it was at a fantastic spot to buy it. Those are intraday levels that I was watching yesterday. So let's get rid of them, as basically this was an explosive move to the upside. You are coming in looking for support. You may have found it. So this right there is what it looked for, and you've gotten a nice bullish push off that area. So yeah, looks like Doge is looking for upside. If you do get in Doge today, you are not targeting nothing more than probably this wick even, because that was a pretty big expansion. So whenever you have a big range expansion on a day, you generally the next day will be pullback looking for support, and then it will head higher. The third day will be a range expansion. So today this thing can trade sideways all day, and then tomorrow maybe have a nice move to the upside. Doesn't always work like that, but it does a lot, right? So that's what you're going to be looking at today. Basically range bound activity. It's not a massive range expansion by any means, not compared to this one or this one or this one or this one, but you get what I'm saying. It's doing the same thing, higher lows, and this was a higher high than this high. So higher high and higher lows. The near term, you can look for bullish entries. Doge, you have to get all the way above this resistance up here at 0.55976 in order to say its bullish trend has been repaired as well. This does not look good, right? This looks like it is a mountaintop. So we will see what happens. Excuse me. So good morning. What's going on, everybody? Hi Heath. I could take a look at silver. Oh, could you take a look at silver? Yeah. Hang on, before I go look at silver, let's get back over to the pound and the euro and see what's going on with those. Those are my two favorite things to trade in FX, euro and pound, because they move. You know what I'm saying? They can get on a nice move. This thing is going down without me. Obviously, it did not trigger my sell, but you can see how close it got, right? My other one is probably triggered, my rail account, because I don't do it like that. I just did it on this paper account for some reason, and I didn't move it. I generally move it whatever the spread is off of one of my levels. Like if I'm looking, this is the bullish candle that I was looking for price to turn around. If it took out this high, then I got two other areas that I was going to look to get short. But I usually move this entry, however big the spread is. Right now it's 1.4 pips. I would move it like 1.5 pips off of it, and that would have allowed me to get triggered. So looks like it's going lower. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So now if price turns around and comes back, it's highly unlikely that it does. I don't want to get in right here. All right, being this early in the morning, also I don't like taking trades this early in the morning either. I like to take my trades as close to the New York Open as possible, as those setups, when they set up, generally work out the best. Let me show you what I'm talking about. On the pound dollar, faked me out as well as everybody else, guys. All right, it's sometimes you're just gonna lose. So here is your setup yesterday morning. You took out your lows right there, right? We were looking for this thing to continue. We had a buy limit order right down here. This push lower stopped us out. We were looking for continuation to the upside. But like I said, that one bullish candle had me faked out pretty good. This bullish candle was your entry to the downside. Right there would have been your entry, or one of them, right? So that's how you know you're right. When price starts to move away from your entry, look what time that is. That is 5 minutes before 8 o'clock. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the FX markets open. All right, they're open 24 hours a day, but that's when the most amount of volume, that's when the banking system fires up. All right, and that's what happens. Boom. Beautiful trend to the downside. I missed it. I was paying attention to the wrong candle. So, but generally that's what happens when you're right. So if price comes back to your entry, if you've entered a trade and an hour later price is at your entry, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and close down that position, as you are probably wrong. Because when you are right, it generally lets you know pretty quick. All right. So we're looking for bearish continuation on both the pound and the euro. There are other areas in the chart that I would like to sell more than down here on the pound. I don't want to see the entire daily range retrace, but chances are it doesn't have to. Okay, it can keep going lower from this point on. So we will see. We will see, but we're definitely looking for bearish continuation. If this can do the same thing like I was just talking about crypto, today can just be a range bound day. Since yesterday you had a nice big full range expansion to the downside, you do have continuation on this candle already, right? But you can trade all the way up into here and just chop around sideways today, and then tomorrow look for this to go lower, because that's the near-term trend. Like I said, if you get pushes up into higher than yesterday's midpoint, you're gonna leave it alone. You're gonna leave it alone, because this could have been bought up. The longer-term trend is up. Longer-term trend is up. Where are you at? Right there you are. You are losing your 21 EMA on the daily. So this is the point at which I start to look for sell side, right? Once we lose that, as you are losing momentum to the upside, and looks like it's getting ready to head lower for a little bit. I have a level down here, right around 140, 138. That's a monthly, weekly, and a quarterly level. That level, I will watch to see if it holds. If it doesn't, then you're probably heading lower on the pound. But that would be a good area for this thing to get some bullish continuation off of it if it's going to head higher for the next quarter. Let's go look at silver. I think I have it already on the green list. There it is. Yep, nice pullback on silver. Bearish day. If the dollar continues higher, more than likely this thing will continue lower. There is a nice level that has not been tested yet at 26.50. 26.50. This level right here. I'm not looking for bullish entries on silver up here. All right, you're looking for them lower. I don't know if it will hold as support. Obviously, I can't see into the future, but that would be a better spot to look for bullish entries than up here, because it's showing signs of fatigue. All right, So in order for the trend to continue to the upside, it will find support. It will look for buyers. And if there are buyers setting at 26.50, you will see price move higher from this area here. Yeah. So that's that on silver. There's nothing to do on it. If you're looking for short side setups, just know you have not taken out support yet. Support is all the way down here. You can literally use this line as support because even though you did get a daily close down here, this was such a big day. Basically, it continued right up in there and found it. So you're not necessarily looking to take a short right into support. Your daily has retraced a bit, right? So if you are going to look for that short, you're only targeting support. Once you get there, you're going to take your profits. You're going to move your stop to break even. And then if you get a breakdown, you'll be situated, right? Main bearish target would be this wick low, if it even continues lower. The fact that it's still testing support and have not got another daily closure back down below that, you may not even be going lower. We'll see. And gold is exactly the same, right? Gold looks a lot better as far as how the candles are situated. It's not choppy range bound activity with massive wicks both up and down. You did lose support with this candle. You did test that as resistance. You got a daily closure above it, and then the very next day, boom, down. That is a bull trap, right? Just like it did on the pound. It got me yet. This is how people get got. That was a bull trap. Next day, you took it out, came back in, tested that opening price as resistance, and see you later. So there's no need to look for shorts today as you are in continuation, right? Your range expansion to the downside has already occurred. You would have been looking to target that wick low up here. You would have been looking to get short up here, targeting that. You can see clearly that move has already happened. So there's nothing to do on gold either. Next support level, 1870 spot 54. The closing price of that bearish candle right there. So hopefully that helps, Alice. Adam, morning. Good morning. Kindly look at VeChain. Yeah, sure will. Let's go look at it. And you said specifically versus Tether. Yeah, its bullish day yesterday wasn't nothing fancy, or even it was actually yesterday's bullish candles range was smaller than the day previous's bearish range. So that's not what you want to see. I mean, yes, it did close strong up into resistance. Right there's resistance. So you didn't even get a close above it. So on VeChain, you could still head lower. It's not likely because Bitcoin looks so good. This might even be an entry to get long on VeChain right now. Put your stop below yesterday's low. All right, you're targeting this wick high right there. But you do have two areas of resistance ahead of you. There's resistance. Yeah, I mean, technically you're into resistance now. So these two areas are right above you, but if you're looking for long positions, like I said, that still gives you a pretty decent risk to reward. If Bitcoin takes off, man, this thing's gonna go. It's gonna go with it, more than likely. There's your stop. You would only be targeting that wick, so not quite a 2-to-1 risk to reward where it's situated, but hey, if you're into those kind of things, like I said, it can take off. If it doesn't, though, you got to stop situated so that way you're not going to get hurt. 1%, that's the max. I usually tell new people to look for 0.5% trades or smaller, because right now when you're trying to learn, it's about learning a system. Once you have a system and you can show proof of consistency, then you can work on profitability. Consistency is the absolute first thing you must achieve. You cannot be consistently profitable if you are not consistent. All right? Man, that water's good. Give me 1 second, please, as I refill my cup of water. Sorry, guys. All right, so moving on. ETHBTC. Let me go look at it, Daniel. It did look good, so let's go check it out. Oof. That is called a lower high. That sucks, man. It's moving lower. This is because Bitcoin got a mad amount of strength yesterday. This was your last swing low. Took it out. You have traded up a little bit above the Heath level, right there. Your supply zone. Overhead supply. Got a 2 daily closures above it, and then breach. You are moving lower. You are coming into an area of possible support right here. Right there. 0.06760. Will that area hold? It's highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely. It might hold today. Right? Might hold today. You could trade all the way back up to 0.07429 and continue this expansion. Alright, you will find resistance first at 7174. So what I would do is wait. Right? Wait for this to hold as support. Let it trade back up into this area and throw a wick up to here. And that's when you get short. Stop above this swing high. And you be targeting whatever low this puts in. But that can take several days to happen. This trade that I'm pointing out to you right now might not take place ever, or it might not work until like next week, possibly Tuesday or Wednesday. You might be trading up into there, and that would be the time to look for shorts. This is obviously showing you that the sellers are in control. It did look good going up there, but like I said, guys, I mean, this didn't start a new... essentially, this is just starting a downtrend, right? Because this is your first lower high. It is a lower high. There's your high. That's a lower high. You have taken it out. Can this be a test of support and get long in? I mean, it's possible, man, but everything is looking bad. And if Bitcoin remains strong... I mean, this thing only came off 32%, so that's not even that bad. I mean, it's bad, but it's not as bad as everything else. This is a lot of selling pressure. I wouldn't look to get long in front of that, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. You've lost your 50 spot, which that mean if the day has to close before this thing will get situated. But wherever it closes, as long as it doesn't close green, you will be below your 50. And that means that's bearish control. Bearish control. Yeah. That move up had no momentum. No momentum. Now you've got momentum, but it's going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. Yeah, I wouldn't mess around with it right now. The only place I would look to be a buyer on this asset is down here at the 0.0500. And that's simply just because that's where I would be a buyer. That area there. So I guess you could just say, boom, I would buy ETHBTC down there. Got a nice little demand area as well. Nice little Heath level down there. And you get underneath all of these wicks. That's your place to look for bullish entries. Not up here. Down here. Alright. CPI announcement today. Yes, and it will be very important. Very important announcement. Morning, says Nominal Egg. Good morning, my friend. Nominal Egg, you did ask a question in Brandon's stream the other day asking me about my moving averages. They are the 21, the 50, or 55, the 100 or 120, and the 200. I use exponentials as they just are prettier, I guess. It's the same thing. It's a moving average. It lags price. The daily close. Once the daily closes, then then all those indicators calculate the close and then place themselves. Right? It's a lag. All indicators lag price. All of them. All of them. Become a price action trader. This way you're watching price. You have a better idea as to where price is going before the indicator does. Good morning, Heath. I'm short EURUSD with the same entry and stop as you. Haha, nice job. I'm not short yet, Danny. I am not short yet. I am looking for a short. Absolutely, I am looking for it, but I have not gotten it yet. Not gotten it yet. Yeah, we may be seeing some continuation to the downside. I do like it lower, but it's already heading that way. Already heading that way. There would have been another possible entry. Like I said, I don't like doing it this time of the day. I like to wait until 7 a.m.-ish because this stuff right here can turn right around. It can be trading up here by 7 o'clock. Next, well, probably not, but you know what I'm saying. It's probably likely that I've missed this entry by a pip or two on that paper account. I might have missed it as well on my real account. I don't know yet. I'll have to look. But that happens. It's okay. Like I said, I'm 3 for 4 on the week, so I'm doing fine. I don't have to trade again this week. I'm doing this video for you guys for today. LINKUSD, says Dan J. Let's go look at it. Coinbase. Let's get off the 5-minute. I don't look at anything lower than an hourly on cryptos, guys. Nothing lower than an hourly. It looks the same. Let's get rid of all this nonsense. So you did break down beneath that trend, but parabolic trend lines do get broken quickly. Even if price goes sideways, it will break it. Doesn't mean that you're looking for big moves to the downside. But you did get one, to be fair. Once you broke it, you did get one. Alright, let's put it back up there real quick just to see what I'm talking about. So I'm not talking to myself. Once you broke it, you did get an expansion to the downside. So, whatever. So, you're not doing anything on Link until you at least take out this trend. Right? Because you took out this low with this push lower. So you still have a bearish target on Link down here. There's support, 19.87. Near term, right there, 27.07. That will act as possible resistance. Come on. That's the resistance. But if the trend is going to continue, essentially you want to see taps of these levels. I can get more specific as to why, but I'm gonna do more of those videos that I started to do. I've just been extremely busy. The channel's growing, and both Discords are too. So I'm extremely busy. So I haven't been able to put out much content other than the live streams. But I will explain this stuff a lot better, guys, and I will put it in that playlist. Beginner Trader Start here. But if this move to the downside is going to continue, right there's a good spot to look. I wouldn't just sell into it right now if it gets there because of Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin had a big bullish move. Bitcoin took out 3 areas of possible resistance yesterday. Bitcoin's move was fantastic. Right? It is testing support right now. So this will likely head higher as well. But if you can't close it daily above that, then yeah, you're looking for more downside as the trend is down. Right? That is a downtrend. The horrible H of death. Those usually break out to the downside, man. Not always, though. It can absolutely turn around. That's what it found support at. And that is still support. 23.33. So you're wedging up. I would wait for a clear break out of this trend line if you're looking for bullish entries. And then look to buy on a retest of 27.52. Wait for this breakout. Then look for a retest, 27.52. Then look for long positions. Targeting that wick right there. That would be your ultimate bullish target if you get this breakout. Right? Only if and only after. Boom, boom. That's what you will be looking for, as you have resistance right above you at 37.16. This thing isn't just going to go straight up, guys. It's going to consolidate. If it's going to have a move to the upside to take out some of this stuff, like the only thing that I see on Link is absolutely nothing. Up here, I mean, to be fair, Link is traded pretty good. Pretty good. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what I would watch for on that. I was just looking at something, but yeah, that's what I'd watch. What's the chatter about 40% traders shorting Bitcoin? I have no clue, my friend. Monique, I don't understand what you're asking me. What's the chatter about 40% of traders? Are you saying 40% of all traders are shorting Bitcoin? Oh man, that would be fantastic if it's true. If it's true, that'd be fantastic. You can't get any real info on Bitcoin because most everybody's hodlers. So even if you do go look at like daily effects or something like that to see where people are positioned in Bitcoin, most everyone that I've seen, sentiment indicators will show you like 88% long on Bitcoin and all cryptos, because there are a lot more hodlers than shorters. If 40% changed, if that changed to 40%, then you're going to see a massive move on Bitcoin once the short squeeze starts to occur. Yesterday was not a short squeeze, guys. Please. I've seen like 30 people say, yeah, Bitcoin squeezing shorts. No, it's not. No, it's not. You want to see what a short squeeze looks like? Let me show you what a short squeeze looks like. This is a short squeeze, right? That's what a short squeeze looks like. What Bitcoin is doing is simply bouncing off the lows. Nothing to get super crazy about just yet. Alright? I will keep you on the right side of the markets the best of my ability, I promise. We are looking for bullish continuation on Bitcoin from down here. This was a fantastic move off the lows. Yes, I do expect some bullish continuation. We may not see this level get broken or closed above today, but I am looking for it to break. I do believe for now Bitcoin is put in a near-term low. We must get above $52,000. Right? Up here, 59K is the ultimate line in the sand. Anything below that is a lower high. People will be exiting. Anybody that held through all this pain, they will be looking to exit on this push higher. So you will see selling pressure enter the markets once you start getting up in those areas, right? You could pull your fib from that high to this low, as that is an extension of price, but just if you just pull it from here, it'll give you a closer area to start looking for that increased selling. 48,267 and 44,779. You will see resistance possibly hold there. Will Bitcoin get above it? I believe it will. I believe it's going to trade pretty far up into this, maybe up into this area here, and then we'll see what happens, right? Then we'll see what happens. It would be fantastic if it continued, because I'm long with spot Bitcoin only, though. Good morning, Heath. Oh, yeah, read that, sorry. Okay, read that too. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks for the fire. You are welcome, Michael. DFIBTC, thanks. DFIBTC. I would stay far, far away from this thing. I have no clue what it is. DeFi chain. Yeah, it's bullish. It's bullish, but this thing doesn't trade technically at all. At all. And these big spikes, these wicks, not much volume in this thing. Or liquidity, I mean. Yeah, I'd stay away from it. Definitely not. Don't look to buy it up here, man. Do not look to buy it up here. It did the same thing. It only came off 30% too, and it has retraced and it's coming lower. This thing's probably going to head lower like everything else, especially if Bitcoin starts to get some strength. And with these crazy wicks, there's no safe spot. See, the problem about trading on low liquid stocks and options is your stop loss can get slipped, right? If there's no market maker on the bid and ask at your spot, like if you're trying to get out of a bid, that's your ask. If there's no market maker setting on the bid at that exact price point, your stop loss can get slipped, meaning not filled. It's best to trade liquid assets, guys. I mean, it's got some liquidity in it. The candles are nice and big, but I do not like the way it trades. So I don't like it. I would stay far, far away from it. I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear, but that's my opinion. XRP, yep. XRP, Mr. Ripple, USD. Let's look at it on Bitstamp. You've broken down. Man, you broke down, and that was a tradable event. I just wasn't watching it. Otherwise, I would have. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I probably would have gotten stopped out, though, to be honest, because that wick went well above that daily high, even above that opening price of that bearish candle. So I probably would have gotten stopped out on that trade. If I would have taken it right there, I would have been what? Never mind. Shut up, Heath. Move on. All right, so you're trading in the resistance. You have broke down. This is a nice bounce, but it's nothing like you're seeing on Bitcoin. Absolutely nothing, even in comparison. Will it continue to move higher? Yes. If Bitcoin continues to move higher, most of these crypto assets are going to be picked up along with it, as Bitcoin is the tide that lifts all ships. Massive resistance at 1.04691. So, and that's massive resistance. That's held all this price action. So you could go further and just say, yeah, right there. Anything below that is just a lower high. Will it get up there and break it? Probably, if Bitcoin keeps going up. Yep, possibly. But this is the formation looks bearish. It looks bearish. You're in the resistance. So I guess the entry would have been down there if you're looking for bullish entries. You're definitely not looking to short it. Not till it gets up here or up here. So, yeah, I mean, if you're looking for bullish entries anywhere in here, stop below that. You're only looking for this target up here, though. So it's not that great of a setup. But it's just doing the same thing Bitcoin's doing. Resistance directly above you, which will probably get broken. The next area to look for resistance will be 101.035, and then obviously that one. Yeah, it's making higher lows, though. Well, that low was a lower low, but it was bought in too. So just keep an eye on Bitcoin, and this thing will probably follow suit. Probably follow suit. Could you please check out QTM? What's QTM? Sure. Let's see. QTUM. USD. Tether on Binance. I guess let's look at it versus the dollar on Kraken. And it came off hard. I don't know what this is. I've never traded it before. This thing came off 82%. Almost. 82%. Man, that thing came off just as much as Bitcoin did in 2017 throughout its whole bear cycle in just a few days. So, I mean, is it an area to buy? Yeah, it's 80% off. Will it go back up there? There's no guarantee ever that it ever goes back up there. I don't know anything about the project itself, so I can't tell you if it's a good investment or not. I can tell you one thing: you're trading, you just bounce from support, right? You're making a bullish move, same thing as Bitcoin. Like I said, whatever Bitcoin's doing, these things generally tend to follow. You might have one or two outliers, but generally they will follow. This will get up here and test resistance, and you will look for a support test at this area here if you're looking for bullish entries. 9.71293. Let this hit this as resistance. Let people take their positions off. Let it come down. Let it find support. And at that time, then you're looking for bullish entries, targeting that resistance. 10.86. All right? Or at least that's how I would trade it. Would I look to buy and hold it? Like I said, if I do some research on it, find out that it's something that needs to be held in a portfolio, then absolutely, it's 80% off. But other than that, it's doing the same thing as Bitcoin. Could you check the NAS 100, please? Absolutely. Let's go look at it. Let's go look at it. CFD, because it's a continuous trading thing. No gaps. You're into resistance, but you never did get the test. We were looking for it to get up there, and you never did. So basically, this isn't a bull trap yet because you haven't taken out the low. This is just a pullback. Look for it to pull back into support and see if it holds as support. If it does, you will be looking to target that wick high right there. If this area holds as support, I would probably rather see this area hold as support instead of that one. So, but you can put a line on both, I guess, and just watch both. That's the spot right there. You get a daily closure below that, you're coming lower. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't even use that one. I would put it right there. I like that one the best. Daily closure below 13,681 spot 60, you're looking lower. If you do hold that area, you're looking long, and you're targeting this wick right here. That bearish high. It looks all right. This was the spot to buy, was it not? We had that outline. Boom. See ya. Target resistance. They did. They are taking profits. That's why you're getting moved like this. It doesn't work no better than this, guys. Right? We had that outline before it happened. Look for support right there, blah, blah, blah. And there you go. There was your expansion to the upside. They don't always work out, so maintain your risk. Do you think pound Swiss put in a low this morning already? I'm looking long since the bottom of the range and tested the 4-hour Heath level. If the British pound is bearish, then I don't know if I would be looking at bullish entries against any currency. No, I would not be looking to long this. Absolutely not. Yes, there is a Heath level there. Yes, you will possibly get a bounce in price. But you are trying to take a long into bearish momentum. Right? You never want to try to get long in front of... That's essentially buying a falling knife. If you ever hear anybody say never try to buy a falling knife, this is what they're talking about. This is what they're talking about. If you're going to get a bounce from here, you must first let price show you that you are. Because this thing can slice right through that, man. Right through that. If the Swiss franc gets a bid under it and pound continues to be weak, how weak is it? Let's go see. Let's see which asset is the weakest on the day for now. Pound is the weakest on the day. You're not looking to go long on the pound. It is the weakest on the day. Alright? But you can wait and see if this area holds a support. Well, technically, I wouldn't be looking to buy this thing, dude, until you got all the way back up here above this swing high. Because anything pull back into this area is going to be a selling opportunity. right? It's going to be a selling opportunity. So there's that 4-hour Heath level, like you're saying. Yes, perfect. You got to bounce. Look at it. That bounce is already being sold into. You need higher highs. Like you need a big, strong, bullish candle. And then a pullback. Then you look for bullish entries. Right now, people are shorting the snot out of this thing. Anything at or near 126, 466, shorting opportunity. Up here, shorting opportunity. Right here, shorting opportunity. Only when this swing high gets taken out does the shorting opportunity cease. And that doesn't mean they will. You can short it all the way back up to here. That's an old target. Let's get rid of it. As I don't know if it got hit or not. Probably. Yes, it did. Right there. So yeah. See what I'm saying? Like, it is a range-bound asset. For sure. And you are at the bottom of the range. So you're not looking to take shorts down there either. I'm just saying it's like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd buy it. It's a lot of bearish momentum. Or quite a bit. But this thing trades really crazy sometimes. It will trend though. That's a lower high. And now you're making a lower low from here to there. So yeah, the trend is down. Here's a high, low, lower low. I look for this area to break, to be honest with you. Might not happen today, but eventually. Probably heading lower. The pound is bullish overall though. The overall trend is bullish. Not on this, but well yeah, even on this. So I don't know, man. I don't think I would DJH. I think I would leave it alone. I did look at XAUUSD YSR. Wow, I am super behind. Alright guys, that's my alarm. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to look at anything else. If you do, just throw them in the comment section when this video gets posted to YouTube. I took too much time explaining too much stuff, I guess. I try to get to everything, but unfortunately I don't have the time to do so on these morning videos because I'm a trader and I am looking for trades for myself as well as you guys when I do these early morning videos like this. So I must unfortunately call it a day. Also, I gotta say thank you so much to all the channel members and Patreons because you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. We're looking for short-term setups on Pound USD, Euro USD. We're looking for short side setups today and possibly on and into tomorrow. Gold, silver, not in areas you want to look to buy just yet. All right, you got to give that time to find support at a lower area. The dollar is looking like it's getting ready to bounce up off those lows. So Bitcoin getting a bullish bounce. All right, but it still got some work to do. With all that said, guys, make sure you trade safe, trade smart, and happy trading, everybody.